Here to this arena, and our very first fight of the evening, a heavyweight attraction. Danny Williams of the UK takes on Shawn Robinson. Now, Williams is an interesting study. This kid is a terrific fighter. He holds the Commonwealth Championship. He's a terrific fighter. He has another British title when he defeated Mark Potter. This kid can fight. He beat Colin Meehan of Australia in the second fight in the United States for him, so it is a big night for him. We'll take a look at the tail of the tape, and then we'll tell you a little bit about Shawn Robinson. As you see, Robinson's 3 inches shorter. Danny Williams, 43 pounds heavier. He's a couple of years younger and has an 11-inch advantage in reach, coming off a KO victory over Julius Francis, as you take a look at it in centimeters for the various countries around the world that use the metric system. And we also see that Robinson is coming off a KO victory over Vance Mann. We'll take a look at the rules, the unified rules of boxing: no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round. And that's the situation. If we get into any headbutts or whatnot, we'll get into that as we get closer to the fight. Right now, I see Jimmy Lennon Jr. is standing by. We're ready for our first fight of the evening. So without further ado, let's go to the classiest ring announcer of them all, the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to Foxwoods Resort Casino for this heavyweight special attraction coming your way. Scheduled 8 rounds of boxing and brought to you by Don King Productions in association with Foxwoods and Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. Introducing to you now the judges scoring this bout from ringside. We have Steve Epstein, John Duke Lawson, and Steve Weisfeld. And the third man in the ring, our referee in charge of this bout, is Matt Mullaney. All right, fans, here we go. Once again, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the heavyweight division. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing red trunks with white trim, fighting out of Springfield by way of Stratford, Missouri. His weight, 215 pounds. His record, 15 wins, 1 loss, with 13 big wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing rockin' Shawn Robinson. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner in this 8-round attraction, wearing white trunks with red trim, joining us all the way from London, England. He weighed in at 258 pounds. His record is a fine win at 22 wins, only 1 defeat, with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion, introducing Danny Williams. Once again, Matt Mullaney, our referee in charge, now to give instructions.
All right, gentlemen, give me a good clean bout. Keep your punches up, protect yourself at all times. God bless.
All right, Shawn Robinson, I want to tell you a little bit about him. He got in here because he won a lot of tough man contests. He's 15-1 as a pro. Listen to this in the past 24 hours. He missed the weigh-in. His wife disappeared at 2:30 this morning. It took the Connecticut State Police to get involved before they found her. The fight was off. Robinson reappears on the property about noontime. His wife reported alive, and well, the fight's back on. At 1 o'clock, he informs our producer, John Perez, the fight's off because of contract disputes. Bobby Goodman, Peyton Scher get together, straighten that out, and at about 2:15 this afternoon, they get that squared away, and the fight's back on, and it is on. And the tough man, there was a lot of first-round knockouts, goes right after Danny Williams. Danny Williams is a world-class fighter now. His dad once had a dream, I'm talking about Danny Williams, that he would be heavyweight champion of the world. And it's unusual when he had it before he was born. And he decided to make the kid a fighter. And the other guy, a tough man who has 11 first-round knockouts and has 15 victories, and he's trying to take him out again. He's fighting like a tough man, and he is a tough man, but Danny Williams so far, Carl, is able to hang on to it and just weather the big early storm.
Oh, there's no question. He looks very poised in there, and as you can see, Shawn Robinson has been working the body, but I tell you what, Danny Williams looks very, very poised and ready to go. It's just waiting on his offense now.
Well, I think Shawn Robinson is on adrenaline because it's been a very dramatic 24 hours for him, but he has considerable power, and his best punch is that uppercut, and watch, he throws it left uppercut, and he'll try to nail big Danny Williams. Danny Williams, don't forget, is 43 pounds heavy. He's a big guy, and he's trying to let the other big guy, who's at 215 in the red trunks, just punch himself out. And this is the first good right hand by Williams here in round number 1. This is scheduled for 8.
This looks like it can turn out to be a real kind of rugged type of brawl. If it goes Shawn Robinson's way, I think he would want it like that. Danny Williams needs to be cautious of that uppercut, as you mentioned earlier. We're going to see if Danny gets started here a little bit and good jabs and things like that.
Well, that's a good jab, the wild right hand, but Danny digs to the body. Nice, real good jab that time, and right back comes Robinson with it. And Carl, Williams had better keep him off with that jab because this guy is dangerous, and especially dangerous early. He has real good punching power. But so far, Williams is totally under control. And you know something? It's good for see the European Commonwealth champion come over here and be able to stand in with a real tough American fighter. That tells me something about his ability.
No question, Colonel. What amazes me more than anything, or impresses me more than anything, is his poise in the ring. He's not overwhelmingly excited about Shawn Robinson's approach to this fight. And I think once he gets started here, we can see some interesting rounds coming up.
Well, Danny doesn't have that cut body like, let's say, an Evander Holyfield, but he has tremendous skills. But also, when you look at him, you say, well, he's a little bit doughboy, but he's very powerful in the upper body, a little bit heavy around the middle, but that's his body style. He's in great physical condition, let me tell you. And you know what? This guy's a sprinter. He runs a 100-yard dash in a very low time. I mean, almost world-class sprinting speed, which tells you what kind of an athlete he is.
There's no question about that. If he's 258 pounds, he's 6'2", got 81-inch reach. Look at this power.
Real good shots, and down goes Robinson. Danny Williams caught with a nice combination of power punches, and Robinson hit the canvas, and you see the blood coming from his mouth. Referee Matt Mullaney gives him the standing 8 count. Remember, there is no 3 knockdown rule. And you saw Williams' patience, and finally he caught up with him here in round 1 as the bell ends round 1. Well, as Shawn Robinson was down in the first round, Danny Williams shows patience. Here we are, Carl.
Okay, let's take a look at Danny Williams. He throws a left jab, right hand. He goes to the body with the left hook. There's a big left hook up top and a flurry of punch. That left hook, that last left hook right hand is what did it. He put him down.
Here we go, round number 2, and Danny Williams has Shawn Robinson fighting like a possessed man right now. He wants to try to take him out like he could in the tough men. But you know, as tough as the tough men are, they don't have the boxing skills of a seasoned professional like Danny Williams, who had a lot of amateur fights, and then of course, a 24-1 record with 18 knockouts as a professional is a really good record, in spite of the fact that he's only fought a couple of times in the United States. This guy, I now can see, has some serious ability.
Absolutely. And you know what, to Shawn Robinson's credit, he's one of the better tough man fighters that I've seen. That was a slip there.
Yeah, it was a slip, and immediately Matt Mullaney, the referee, waves it off. What happened was he tripped over the outstretched foot of Shawn Robinson, and I give credit to Matt Mullaney because he was back far enough away from the action where he could see the trip and not call that and interfere with the scoring and be ruled it a knockdown, which it wasn't. The big guy comes forward, tries a load of a punch, and instead, look at Danny Williams. Boy, he hit him with 3 good shots, punishing him. I mean, I like this guy's patience, Carl, and, you know, half the people told me the kid couldn't fight, and the other half of the people told me he was a terrific fighter. I'm leaning towards terrific right now.
I am too.
Because again, while Shawn doesn't have a lot of ability as a fighter, he's super tough. And if Danny wasn't able to withstand that early going in the first round where he, covered himself up like a professional and let the amateur sort of tough man guy do his thing and wear him down just a bit, and then he caught up with him at the end of that round and knocked him down in the first round. And Williams has just total composure here, very quick with that left hand in the face.
I tell you, he's very impressive to this point. I kind of like what I'm seeing here.
Nice uppercut, jab, straight right hand, 3 uppercuts, and down he goes with the right hand for the second time in the fight. He appears to be all right at the count to 3 and 4, and it's at 5. Robinson is taking the knee. He'll probably be able to get up, and he does. He's right back up at 8. That's only the second knockdown of the fight, and Matt Mullaney says, "You okay?" Walk towards me. He seems to be okay, so he lets it go. This is an impressive performance. That's it. It's all over. He goes down the second time. Matt Mullaney stops the fight, and Danny Williams has done what he came to do. He knocked out Shawn Robinson. It'll be scored as a TKO, but it's the impressive victory that Danny Williams wanted to show in his second fight in the United States of America. Boy, Carl, that was a nice finish. He did what he had to do against this tough kid.
I tell you what, Colonel, this even after the knockout, this guy Danny Williams is still poised. He's like no excitement at all after what he's done, and I thought he did a tremendous job. He put a lot of that 258 pounds behind those punches, and I tell you what, this kid is going to be a real force to reckon with the heavyweight division.
Well, we'll find out as he continues to step up in class of opponents. I mean, the amateur career that he had, winning the Novice Port of London Association title when he was 17, right up and through winning the Liverpool multi-nation title in 1994, turning pro. Look at this car when he catches up with him early in the round and hurts him.
Yeah, he's at that big, like, there's the right hand that he's been catching him with a flurry of powerful shots with it. And this we're taking a look at the very first knockdown. That uppercut, two uppercuts, Colonel, really did the damage. And wow, that right hand down the pike. I tell you what, Danny Williams has put a flurry together that ended up putting Shawn Robinson on the deck. And now as we're taking a look, we're going to see, folks, the second or last knockdown of the fight here coming up. That's Shawn Robinson there, and you'll see Danny Williams is in the background here. Watch how he attacks. He goes right there with a jab right hand, short uppercut, and fights over.
The left hook and then that short right hand, and Matt Mullaney, who really didn't want to give him another shot, but they are professionals. And as soon as he saw the clean hit with the right hand, that's all she wrote.
Yes.
All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. standing by. Let's get the official particulars from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 21 seconds in round number 2. Our referee in charge, Matt Mullaney, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, Danny Williams.
A terrific job by Danny Williams. Credit to Jonathan Crystal and Jimmy McDonald and Hanlon and Danny Toby. Our man Mark Goldberg is standing by, and we're going to have an interview with this Commonwealth champion who looks very impressive to me. So let's get Mark in a position, and we see that he is just about set to go. And Mark, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks a lot, Colonel. Danny, congratulations. Tell me how important it is for you to not only come over here to the United States, but to look good and win.
First of all praise is due to Allah for the victory. Yeah, it's very important. I've just signed a deal with the greatest promoter in the world, to live, Don King, and it's important that you come over and to America and look good and win, because this is where it's at, America.
Were you aware of what your opponent was going through over the last 24 hours?
No, I wasn't aware of nothing. I just heard that he saw me on the pads working out, and after he saw me working out, he didn't want nothing no more. He didn't want to fight me.
Well, you'll find out about it later. That's not my job to tell you about it right now. How do you feel right now, and where do you think what is your next step? What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I'm pretty disappointed with my performance. I can perform much better than that, but I've been out a long time with a dislocated shoulder, over a year, and I've only had 5 rounds of action since then. So I need more ring time to get my sharpness, because the sharpness ain't there.
Well, you didn't, obviously the fight did not last that long, so you didn't have a lot to show tonight because the fight was so short. But what was it about this fight that did disappoint you?
I wasn't letting my shots go the way I know I can. Basically, like I said, because I wasn't sharp. I've been out of the ring too long. But, in time, if I get another fight in January, February, you start to pick up.
One last question. How many fights would you like, how long would you like to take off and then to get another fight? How many fights over the course of a year do you think you need before you just get up into that next echelon of heavyweights?
I'd say another 3-4 fights, because I've been sparring with world champions like Ledyard, former world champion, and I knocked him out in the gym. I came over to America and sparred with Obek Maskaev and dealt with him, so I know the ability's there. I just need ring time. I haven't had much ring time, so the ability's there, but I just need more time to get my sharpness.
Well, the bad news is you haven't enough ring time, and the good news is that that's because you're knocking people out so soon. Thanks a lot, Danny. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Danny Williams, who comes over here and does the job that he's supposed to do. Let's go back inside to the Colonel.